Noona's Noonchi is back! So excited! Welcome back to Noona's Noonchi, where I do deep dives into some of our favorite K-dramas from a mental health perspective. So excited to explore with you Jeong as we wrap up BIPOC Mental Health Month. Jeong, Jeong. You've got that love and feeling. Oh, that Jeong-in feeling. You've got that Jeong-in feeling, and it's okay. So you get the point. That's the song that kept playing in my head for the last month while I was on vacay in honor of BIPOC Mental Health Month to take care of my mental health. Jeong is an emotional experience threaded throughout the Korean people, Korean society, and it's all about interactions, relationships, attachment, kinship, kindred spirit, the bromances, fondness, endearment, love all the way around, not just romantic love, platonic love even from a stranger. You can experience Jeong. You can also experience Jeong through an object or memory or something that just recalls that positive emotion for you. I'm going to be clear. I believe when you experience Jeong, it is positive, very rewarding. It can motivate you. It can change your life. I'm not even doing it justice. So we'll be delving deep into Jeong more, and I'm sure I'll think of more adjectives to describe it to you. But let's start off with, I think, a great K-drama to give you a good example of Jeong. Hospital Playlist, Season 1. Yes, I know we're in the middle of Season 2, but I gotta start with Season 1, y'all. There's so much to it. Jeong throughout. Episode 8. A father comes in with his wife and 2 adult daughters and is diagnosed with cancer by Ik-jun. Cho Jung-suk, right? Cho Jung-suk, who plays Ik-jun. And he tells me his cancer, and they're devastated, of course. When you get a cancer diagnosis, I mean, I can't think of anything worse medically, right? It is very difficult. Now, later on, I want to say in episode 8, Ik-jun comes by to check in on him because they're going to have surgery, okay? And in that moment, Ik-jun realizes, the doctor realizes, wow, this family is very devastated because they had put their whole life on hold, understandably so. But the patient, the dad, was not taking care of himself because he was so discouraged. He was like, the cancer could have spread. I don't feel like eating. And the doctor's like, I need you to eat, right? You know how you need to eat to gain the strength for surgery. And then fast or whatever you need to do to take care of yourself before surgery. And this was a big deal surgery. And so Ik-jun left and told the nurse he had an idea. This is what I'm going to tell you. And he says, go ahead and put that dad, the family, into a 6-person room. The Jeong radar, my Jeong radar, you've got that love and feeling, went off. What he was realizing and what we see later is how Jeong helped him move forward. Let me explain. This is where we're going to assume a lot in the world of K-dramas. You know how you see different sides, and that's why I love K-dramas? Well, in this example, you don't necessarily see how the Jeong plays out. You see a snippet of it later, and that's what's powerful. Let me explain. So Ik-jun comes back and says, guess what? Good news, your cancer has not spread. He still has cancer, but it has not spread, which is what the dad was so concerned about. And he was so excited, and so was the family. No, so was that entire room. They got so excited for the dad, the patient, and he said to everybody, because it's assumed clearly that everyone knew the concern, the worry of the family and what the dad was going through, because they were like, oh, it's such a relief. We are so happy for you. They brought over stuff. They're like, let's eat, let's party, as the dad says, together. Episode 8, toward the latter half of that episode, so powerful. Again, there's assumptions here. We're led to assume that as soon as he was moved into the room, things improved for him. The daughter says it. Thank you so much, guys, for being an encouragement to my dad. Because of you, we got through this. Jeong. Yes, it's also like community, but Jeong to me is just, Jeong to me is an emotional experience though. It's not just community and people being around you. It's going through things with that community and feeling the joy and excitement and the pain that that patient went through. And then hearing the good news, they all experienced it together. To me, I just wanted to start off with that example. First of all, because I love Hospital Playlist, and now that we're in the middle of Season 2, I was reminded of that scene. And also, let's get personal. Now, on my vacation, I was really meditating and reflecting on, and the Jeong is what got me through this, my own medical challenge. Similar to the dad in the sense of I got a devastating diagnosis, not dying, it's not cancer, but it wasn't good, and I had to get an MRI recently. Brain MRI. If you've ever had an MRI, it is no fun. I don't have problems with claustrophobia, but I do when it comes to an MRI. This is the second time I've had one. The last one I got was 2008. So I had to delve deep, y'all, into practicing mindfulness, but guess what got me through it? And I'm going to be very, very clear. Jeong. I did have a little bit of a breakdown as they were bringing me in. Just like we see in the hospital playlist, the patients having breakdowns, but what gets them through is Jeong with their family, the doctors, the experiences, other patients, shared experiences of difficulty. Well, I really didn't have anyone to share with, but I was getting, that you're getting wheeled into the MRI with this helmet on. I knew the experience before. It was terrible. I didn't really like it, but I wanted to get it done, right? To find out what's going on. And that dreaded word, tumor, had come about that they wanted to rule out. But I started hyperventilating because you're wearing a mask, right? In the middle of COVID, you're wearing a mask, an MRI, feeling very confined. I had an IV because they had to use a contrast liquid to see if anything was cancerous. And they even said to me, hey, patient, Jeannie, you can go home. Next time we can reschedule and you can get a Valium. I decided no. I took some deep breaths, okay? And I said, let me just do it. But what I allowed myself to do was cry. And they said, okay, you're fine. I was crying. They put me in. That felt a relief to just express myself, as you see in hospital playlist. But what got me through was my Jeong memories. So let me explain. On my recent vacations, seeing family for the first time in a long time, right because of COVID, visiting new friends, K-drama besties, recalling times with my kids, all of that got me through. So I was closing my eyes and I was like, oh, you've got that loving feeling. So should I sing that again? You've got that loving feeling. And all the Jeong came back, and that is what flooded me. The 40 minutes that I had to hear these jackhammers and then the doctor speaking to me or the text saying, hey, this scan is going to take 2 minutes and you're going to hear a really loud noise, got me through. That is also mindfulness, but no, I was filled with Jeong memories. So Jeong is not just related just to people. I thought about those vacation memories and recalling eating good Korean food, talking about my favorite K-dramas like My Mister and Flight 1998 and Hospital Playlist and Jeong and Noonchi and Han and all the things we went through. That got me through. And the next thing I knew, 40 minutes went by, not so quickly, but enough to get me through that I didn't feel at all anguished. Came out and they're like, you did great. Why am I sharing this? Well, it made me think when I wanted to share about the hospital playlist episode where this patient got through because he was in a room with 5 other patients. That's what helped him get through. Now, that was a direct content of Jeong. Mine wasn't so much direct, it was indirect, but those memories, that's why it's so important to practice mindfulness, got me through that difficult time. I'm still going through the medical challenge, but that is okay because the tumor was ruled out. Just like the spread of cancer was ruled out for hospital playlists. You guys, thanks so much for joining me on this first episode back on Jeong. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so you get notified of new episodes to come. See you soon!